Hello and welcome back. In this episode we're going to have a go at making a set of spiral stairs, so something like this. Though I will point out that this particular piece is just the bottom of the stairs, and that we'll be making a middle and a top piece as well. And as always, you can find a link to the PDF file down in the description. So let's get started. Okay then, we'll start things off with a stairway that goes both up and down. So the first thing that we'll need to do is glue this texture to some double corrugated cardboard. And then we can cut that to size with a sharp knife. Just like you can see here. And once that's done, we can do the same thing with the wall piece. Then all we'll need to do is glue the two pieces together. And as you can see here, I like to make sure that I've used plenty of glue on the underside of the wall, as well as adding some extra glue to the edge of the floor tile as well. And when we're done, this is how it should look. Right then, for the steps, we'll need to cut out one of these pieces, and we're going to glue that to some foam core. Then, once that's dry, we can cut it to size with a sharp knife. Next, we'll cut a strip of the stone texture that's the same thickness as the foam core, and then, after applying plenty of glue to the back, we can wrap that around all of the edges. And that's pretty much what you can see me doing here. So I'll just cut away the excess, and this is the kind of thing that we're aiming for. Then we can simply repeat the process for all of the other steps, and as well as the two other smaller pieces here as well. Okay, now for the assembly. So here's the floor tile, and here's one of the steps. And for this first one, we'll apply a little bit of hot glue to the reverse side, and we're going to stick that down directly on top of the outline shown on the floor texture. So something like that. Then we can apply some hot glue to the darker half of the step, and also the central octagon shape, and stick the second step on top of the first. And all we'll need to do then is repeat the process with the remaining steps, and as you can see, each time we'll be covering up the darker portion of the previous step with the new one. And also doing our best to keep all of the central octagon shapes lined up correctly, if that makes sense. Okay, so once all 5 of the large steps have been glued into place, we can then glue the final step, which is the smallest one. We can then glue that one on top. There we go. And to finish it off, we'll also stick on the small octagon piece on top of that. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So there you go. There's the finished piece. And as I say, on this particular one, you can see that it's got stairs going up, as well as stairs going down. But if you just want stairs that lead upwards, you can make those in the exact same way, just by using the plain floor texture instead, like you can see here. On the other hand, if you need a set of stairs that only leads downwards, we'll have a go at making those next. Okay, so for these, we can make the floor piece in the same way as before, and to be honest, you could probably just use it as is, but I would suggest adding at least one of the octagonal pieces to the centre, like so. However, you might like to add a balcony or a wooden railing to this area here, you know, to stop people falling off. And to do this, we can take this texture, and just like before, we can glue that to some foam core, and then cut it to size. Next, we'll need to cut out a strip of the stone texture, and a strip of the wood texture that are both around 3.5 inches long. And after we've applied some glue to the back of the wood texture, we'll glue that around the wooden portion of the foam core. It doesn't really matter too much if it overlaps the stone portion, but we do want to make sure that the wooden bit is completely covered. So something like this. Okay, next we'll do the same thing with the stone texture, but this time we'll make sure that one end is glued into the very corner, like so. Then we can wrap that around the rest of the octagon, and cut the other end so that it finishes in the opposite corner. And there we go. Right then, so here's the floor tile again, and if you like, you could just place the new piece here, and that could represent the rail of a kind of balcony area, but if you want something a little more 3D, we can take it a step further. So to do this, we'll need to glue some of the wood texture around one of those tiny drinking straws, and from that we'll cut out 4 pieces that are the same size as the foam core that we've been using. Then we can glue those to the top of the wooden piece that we just made. I've spaced mine out at roughly 1/4 of an inch apart, like you can see here. And then we can start gluing everything into place. So we'll start off by sticking this latest piece down, using the octagon shape in the centre as a guide. So something like that. Then we'll apply some hot glue to the central column and glue on one of the octagonal pieces. There we go. Next we'll add a tiny spot of glue to the top of each straw, as well as the centrepiece, and glue on the second wooden rail. Like so. And to finish it off, we'll add the last octagonal piece on top. So that when we're done, this is what we're left with. And as you can see, we've got a nice little wooden rail on the exposed side, you know, for health and safety reasons, and a stairway leading down on the other. So that's pretty much all of the options covered. We have stairs that lead down, stairs that lead both up and down, and stairs that just lead up. Anyway, I did have a bit of extra space on one of the pages, so I've also included a new door that will fit on top of any of these steps, should you need it. And that's made in the exact same way as all of the other doors, so I've not covered it here. But yeah, I think that's it for this one. I do look forward to reading through the comments and seeing what you think of these. And as always, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.